Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the National Catholic College Admission Association College Fair. We are so excited to have you all participating in this event and have some really fantastic schools here with us today. Each of them will have about 6 minutes to share more about their institution, but they will be around for the entire session to answer questions. My name is Karis, and I will be serving as your facilitator for the night. And so before we get started, I have just a few housekeeping items. The first one you've probably already noticed, your camera and your microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can, however, use that Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. This is just one of the many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the schedule on the website. And then finally, this presentation is being recorded and will be available to you at strivescan.com/NCCAA-LA. Now, I would like to go ahead and turn it over to our first presenter and institution that we have with us tonight, which is going to be, let me get that pulled up for y'all, College of St. Benedict and St. John's University.
Thank you, Karis, and welcome everybody. My name is Alex Schlepper, and I'm the Director of International Admission at the College of St. Benedict and St. John's University in Minnesota. And so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. All right. So the College of St. Benedict and St. John's University, there is some happy students on one of our landmark spots on one of our lakes at St. John's University. And we are located in Minnesota, as I mentioned before. We're kind of right in the middle of the state of Minnesota, about 1.5 hours to the northwest of Minneapolis and St. Paul, which is the main metro area of our state. So students would fly into the MSP airport and about an 1.5 hour car ride or van ride to central Minnesota, which is where the College of St. Benedict and St. John's University are. So two campuses. You might be wondering why that is, and I'll explain that in just a moment. First, this is an air view of the College of St. Benedict, or St. Ben's, in the small town of St. Joseph, Minnesota. And this is an air view of St. John's University, which is just about 9 kilometers down the road from St. Ben's. And you can see here that we're not really in a town. We're surrounded by about 2,500 acres of beautiful woods and lakes and wetlands. And so it's just a beautiful setting. Both campuses are beautiful campuses, wonderful places. So together, St. Ben's and St. John's have about 3,100 undergraduate students. We have a couple of grad programs, but our focus really is on our undergraduate population. And we have about 3,100 students, almost all full-time, traditional age, 18 to 22, almost all live on campus. The big difference between the two campuses is that the women live at the St. Ben's campus and the men live at the St. John's campus. However, everything is co-educational. So all classes are co-educational. Students actually go back and forth between the two campuses regularly. It takes about 8 or 9 minutes. We have a linked bus system that goes back and forth to take students. It's free, it's easy, it's quick. And so students really have access to two beautiful campuses, as I mentioned, about 9 kilometers away from each other. And the system works very well. It's unusual. You won't hear about this kind of arrangement really anywhere in the US, but it really allows us to kind of focus attention on women's development on the women's college campus, men's development on the men's campus from the residential perspective, but everything else is co-ed. But it also allows us to offer students a lot more in terms of resources by having these two campuses, 2 libraries, 4 different dining centers, 2 science centers, fine arts. And so it's unusual, but it really works well for us. So some aspects of St. Ben's and St. John's. excellent professors, small classes, on average about 19 students per class. I think a lot of our schools you'll find are on the smaller end of the spectrum, and that allows us and a lot of our schools to offer that personal attention for our students, from professors who are teaching the classes and can connect. Beautiful, safe, welcoming campus community at St. Ben's and St. John's. We're a liberal arts school, private liberal arts school. As I mentioned, we focus on the undergraduate students. We have a lot of different areas of study for students to go into. That's a sampling of a lot of the majors and programs that we have to offer. We're a Catholic and Benedictine school. So the Benedictine monks came here in 1857 and started an all-men's school, St. John's University, and the Benedictine sisters came to St. Joseph and started a school for women. So that's why we have that history of a women's campus and a men's campus. All students live on campus, surrounded, as I mentioned, by together about 3,300 acres between the two schools. And so that is just a real snapshot of St. Ben's and St. John's. I should mention, we do have good scholarships for international students. And so I'd be happy to connect with you and have you apply, and then find out what your scholarship is almost right away. But just know that we do offer scholarships for international students, and we'd be happy to work with you. And there is just some of my contact info if you want to take your camera out and take a little picture there. I imagine that our contact information will be available through the organization as well. So thank you, and I will turn it over to the next school.
All right, thanks so much. Up next, we've got St. Edward's University.
Hey everyone, thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. Okay, perfect. Alrighty, so getting started here. Welcome, my name is Patricia Medina. I'm an admissions counselor here at St. Edward's University. We are located in the beautiful city of Austin, Texas. And here's a quick, beautiful picture of main building, which is kind of what we're most known for. So a really beautiful campus, and we'll dive right in starting now. So looking at some numbers here, you can see that St. Edward's is in that sweet spot of not too big, not too small, a little under 3,000 undergrad students. Your average class size is going to be about 18 students. So your professors will get to know your name. They'll know, what field of interest you're into, and really help you as you go through your academic journey. We have 50 areas of study to choose from, so lots to mix and match there. We are a very diverse campus. We have 44 US states represented, as well as 57 countries. So no matter where you are, you'll find your friends here on the hilltop. We have 11 NCAA Division II teams, as well as club sports. And then, as I mentioned, just our campus is so beautiful that we have more trees than students. So 4,000 trees on campus there for everyone to enjoy under the hot Austin sun. Speaking of Austin, a great place to live in for students. We have a population of 1 million, being the 10th largest city in America. But what's really cool about Austin is that although it's big and growing every day, it kind of still has that small town feel. So as you're a student attending St. Edward's University and hitting up some local hot spots around town, you'll get to know people that way. So great way to network outside of the hilltop. We are also the live music capital of the world. So artists from all over the world come to Austin to perform every day. We have events like Austin City Limits, which is a big musical festival that happens every October, as well as South by Southwest, which is a film, music, and interactive festival that happens every spring break. Really great time to be in Austin. Twitter launched during South by. There's tons of movie premieres and just a lot of great experience for students who are interested in those industries. Moving right along here, we are a liberal arts university, but we approach this very practically. Just want to highlight that we believe holistic education is really important. So yes, your major specific skills are great to have under your tool belt, but also those soft skills. So as you come in as a bio major, for example, you're still going to be required to take a writing, an art, an ethics course. Again, just wanting to make sure students come out with a really holistic education. You can count on really engaging classroom experience, a lot of back and forth conversation with your peers and your professors, not so much lecture-based, which is really nice, and tons of support. Because of our size, you'll have a lot of faculty and staff members who are here and want to see you succeed. So really anyone is happy to help support you in any way that they can, whether that be academically or for clubs and organizations or socially. We're here on the Hilltop to help you. There's a quick look at our most popular and unique majors, psychology being one of our biggest ones, but of course we have business, environment science. Being in Austin, the capital of Texas, we work closely with the US Capitol as well. So a lot of internship opportunities there for our students. Recently, we just added video game development, which is really exciting. We have a lot of headquartered video game developers here in Austin. So again, tons of internship opportunities for our students, really in whatever field of study you choose. So we are a Holy Cross institution. So if you are unfamiliar with what that means, basically want to continue to serve and support a culturally and religiously diverse student body here on the Hilltop. Of course, highlighting everyone's differences, but being able to come together at the end of the day as a community. We also have a huge commitment to service. So throughout all departments on campus, we make sure to hold events where students can continue to give back locally or nationwide, or even some other opportunities to continue and go abroad and give back to communities there. So as far as academics, we believe in not only educating the mind, but also the heart. Again, tying it back to that really holistic education, we want to make sure our students leave St. Edward's just as better member of society. So, and more towards a social justice institution. So in your courses, if there's anything going on in the world or anything that the professor feels is important to talk about, you can count on that being brought up and having really great discussions about really just how to be compassionate, which is really what we all can use. As far as residence life, we have 6 freshman residence halls with amenities, plenty of great options for our international students to be here on campus with us. And we're also just 3 miles from downtown Austin, which is really nice, as well as on-campus upperclassmen apartments and residence halls as well. So no matter what, we'll always have a spot for you to live on campus. You won't have to deal with kind of finding an apartment. It's really convenient to be right there for our students. And we have a couple floor plans online if you want to check those out. They're little walkthroughs, which I think give a great idea of what the residence halls look like. When you get ready to apply, this is a quick look at what we require. Feel free to take a picture, whatever app you choose. And then we highly encourage you to apply by December 1st. As you consider applying, you do get automatic consideration merit rate scholarship. So that's a great thing to take advantage of. We'll let you know right away how much we can offer you for merit base as you consider St. Edward's. Speaking of scholarship, we award up to $28,000 annually for our students. So feel free to check on, see how much you can get based on your merit. And it looks like I may have run out of time here. So I'm going to go ahead and end with a thank you. Thank you so much.
Perfect. As a reminder, if you all have any questions, go ahead and put those in the Q&A and our representatives will get to them as they can. But up next, we've got Merrimack College.
Excellent. Hello, everyone. My name is Rachel Tamponi. I'm the Associate Director of Admission and International Recruitment at Merrimack. So I work with several other colleagues to work with students who are applying from outside of the United States. So I do work with all students in Latin America. So I would be your admission counselor if you're interested in applying. Just to start off, I like to show a nice aerial view of campus so you can get an idea of what it looks like. We are based in New England, just about 25 minutes north of Boston. In this visual, you'll see some new buildings, including our new Visitor Service Center, our new O'Brien Center for Career Development, a new business school, a new building for our nursing program, as well as a new athletic facilities. So there are a lot of new developments and growth underway at the college, so a lot of excitement. A little bit more just about where we are. So we are about 25 minutes from Boston. Logan International is a large international airport. We're also about a 45-minute or about a 3-4 hour drive from New York City. So very easy to get to from outside of the country. There's a lot to do in New England. We experience all 4 seasons, so you'll see all types of weather, including some snow in the winters. A little bit general information, we call it Mac Facts about Merrimack. We currently have 4,000 undergraduate students and about 1,400 grad students on campus. So we're in that small to medium range where you're always going to see new faces and meet new people, but still have a lot of support and really know and have a lot of familiarity with those on campus. Merrimack offers over 100 different academic programs. I'll talk about some of our bigger areas of study. Over 60 different student-run clubs and organizations, as well as Division I athletics. Merrimack moved to the Division I level just about 2 years ago, so it is new, but for a small school, we have a lot of spirit and we're playing a lot of big competitions, so it's been really exciting. We have students coming from 38 different US states, as well as 47 different countries around the world. So you will be learning with students from all over the world and really getting a robust classroom experience. We are an Augustinian Catholic institution, so we are one of 2 in the country. Villanova in Pennsylvania is our sister school. Augustinian really is just focused on service, leadership, giving back to others in the community. So that's something that's very much ingrained in our campus, in our curriculum through service learning. All those things are very common. If you look in the middle here, you'll see a breakdown high level of what our students study by school. So we have our Girard School of Business, all of your typical business majors. We have our School of Health Sciences. We have a new nursing program that's very popular. We have over 30 different majors within the School of Liberal Arts. Popular areas are psychology, communication, and media. We have our School of Education and Social Policy, so any teacher licensure programs, as well as our criminology and criminal justice program. So there's a lot to choose from. It's also very flexible. You can come in undecided, you can be undecided within a certain school, and you can really explore, and you have 2 years to declare a major, so there really is no rush. It's also very flexible. You can double major, you can major and double minor, and you can do that across schools and across disciplines. We guarantee housing for our students for all 4 years, so it is a very residential campus. The majority of students do stick around on the weekends, and they do live on campus. It is a 16-to-1 student faculty ratio, and the average class size is about 22. So you will definitely have those interactions with your faculty. They'll know your name. They'll really care about you as a student. We don't have any large lecture hall style classes. Merrimack is also very career focused. So we guarantee internships to any student who wants them. So for international students, you can do that through a class, an internship course that you're taking if you want to use CPT, and then we support our students in OPT after they graduate. But we're seeing really great outcomes for students that have graduated. 96% are either full-time employed or in grad school within 9 months. And then thinking long-term return on investment, students that graduate from Merrimack are making 60% higher than the national average. A little bit about the application. There's no fee to apply, so it is completely free to submit your application, and we do not require any standardized test scores. So that's not required as part of the admission process. It is a very holistic review. And then lastly, all students who apply are considered for merit-based scholarships. So for international students, you're all considered for merit. And the range this past year was about 10,000 up to about 29,000. And that primarily depends on your academics. And then I'll leave some contact information. And if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask.
Thank you. Up next, we've got Loyola University, Maryland.
Great, thank you, Karis. Okay, so my name is Rachel Skolton, and I'm the Director of International Admission here at Loyola University, Maryland. So we were founded in 1852, so we've been educating students for a really long time, and our motto is preparing students to learn, lead, and serve in our diverse and ever-changing world. More than 75% of our students come from outside of our home state. So we are not just a local or regional university. We really are drawing in students from all over the US and from all over the world as well. We have about 4,000 undergraduate students and about 1,500 graduate students as well. It's kind of a mid-sized university. We have all the resources of a larger school, but a very intimate feel and a very personalized style of education. And more than 30 different countries are represented in our student body. So I'm not going to read all the statistics here, but we do have a very traditional residential style university feel. So over 80% of our students do choose to live on campus all 4 years of their studies, even though that isn't required. And one of the reasons is that we do have really great facilities for students. And we're in a great location. So we're kind of in the northern section of the city of Baltimore. And we're in a place where it's kind of a residential neighborhood. Our campus is actually classified as an arboretum. So a lot of green space, a lot of trees. And there are neighborhoods that students can walk to that have shops and restaurants and cafes. So there's a lot to explore. There's a lot that students can have access to right from the campus, but they're also here in a really safe environment and a great location for study. I mentioned we're in Baltimore. So Baltimore is the largest city in the state of Maryland, and it is part of the 4th largest metro area in the US, the Baltimore, Washington, DC area. We're about 30 or 40 minutes north of Washington, DC, our capital area. So that also really expands the opportunities that students have for leisure time, as well as access to international airports, as well as things like internships. So a lot of great opportunities for students in this region. And we do offer 40+ majors and 50+ minors. We have a very broad range of academic programs for a smaller school. So you can do pre-health programs, pre-law, other pre-professional programs. We have biology and biochemistry. We have engineering programs, many different majors within the field of business. A lot of different humanities and foreign language programs, social sciences, as well as some more specialized programs like forensic studies and speech language hearing sciences. And then our student to faculty ratio is 12:1, very low. So we're able to keep our class sizes very small. Typical class size is about 20 students, and we don't have any large lecture halls. So you would never be kind of coming into a classroom with 300 people and not knowing where to find your place. You'll always be in a more intimate setting where you are going to know your professors by name. They're going to know you. So much more individualized style of education here at Loyola. And our curriculum is very flexible as well. So students do have a lot of opportunity to kind of self-direct within our core curriculum academic requirements. We don't require particular classes. We just require particular themes or academic areas. So students still have that opportunity to kind of choose what they're most interested in and really have a say in what they're studying and what they're learning. And then in terms of the application process, so for first-year applicants, we are a common application school, so that makes things a little bit easier if you are applying to multiple schools here in the US. Of course, we ask for high school academic records, 2 letters of recommendation, and a test of English. And then we do have an application fee, but that can be waived in just about every circumstance. So that's something we never want to be a barrier to the application. If you're looking for a fee waiver, just let us know and we can guide you there. And then those other 3 items here, we're going to talk about a little bit more on the next slide. These are for our need-aware application review process. So Loyola will consider students automatically as part of the application process for admissibility, for merit scholarship eligibility, and for need-based financial aid. So that's why we ask for all of those documents up front, so that when we return a decision to the student, we can tell them not only if they're admitted, but what they've qualified for in terms of scholarships and financial aid. So our scholarships do range between $22,000 up to $35,000 per year, so they do go quite high. And then the need-based financial aid, that would be considered separately and on top of those scholarships if there is financial need there. And again, we do those reviews up front so that when we get a decision back to the student, we can give you all the information that you need to make that final decision for whether that will be the best college choice for you. And then I'll just mention, once the contact information is shared with us from this event tonight, we'll send out an email with a little bit more information about Loyola, as well as a link to our new episode of the college tour. And this is about a 30-minute episode that really showcases our beautiful campus and lets you hear directly from current Loyola students about what they're studying, what their experience has been here at Loyola, and what their plans are for after graduating. So that's a great way to get to know a little bit more about Loyola University, Maryland. Thanks so much.
All right, and up next, we are going to have St. Mary's College of California.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kirsten Colte, and I will be presenting today on behalf of St. Mary's College of California. I myself am actually a double alum of the college, so I can also give insight into student life and matters such as that. Very quickly, though, if you have not heard of St. Mary's College of California, that is understandable. There are many St. Mary's colleges in the United States alone. We are located in a small town in the Bay Area of California called Moraga, California. We're a very small college as well, in that in our undergraduate population, we only have about 2,300 students. The average faculty to student ratio is 11:1, and the average class size is actually 19 students per professor. We also have no teachers' assistants here at our university, so all of your coursework will be taught by a professor. We are also a Lasallian university, so keep that in mind if you have attended a Lasallian high school for later slides. Very quickly, there is one particular statistic on this slide I would like to share with you all in, how important it is. About 31% of our current students are the first person in their family to go to college or to a four-year university. If this also applies to you, please know I was also a part of this program for our first gen students, and this is also an option for you as well. St. Mary's as a whole is very concentrated on professorial to student relationships, but also academic and emotional support for our students. This also kind of harkens back to us being a Lasallian university. Part of us being a Lasallian university is that we very much hold the liberal arts as a great totem of academia. We are all about the liberal arts. Part of this academia is collegiate seminar, or seminar for short. No matter what your major is at our university, you will take this once per academic year with us. And the whole point of the course of seminar is to brush up on your critical thinking, active listening, and social justice / social engagement skills. You will be dissecting works from the greats all throughout history, all the way from Aristotle, Plato, Socrates, to the Bible, to much more modern thinkers like Martin Luther King Jr., Cesar Chavez, Maya Angelou, etc., etc. In accordance to that whole, you take this course once per academic year, this is also true for January term, or Jan term for short. We are on what's known as a 414 academic schedule, meaning you will take a full course of, you'll take a full load of courses for your fall and your spring semesters. For the whole month of January, you take one course. The whole point of this course is that it hybridizes your general non-academic interests with academia and obtaining college credit for fun coursework. I myself, one of my favorite courses I took was a video game writing course, and I've also taken a deconstructing Harry Potter course, just to give you a brief snapshot of how fun a lot of these courses are. I won't spend too much time on this slide, but just know this is a brief snapshot of the kinds of majors we offer here at SMC. If you're looking at this slide and you think, oh no, the one major I want is not here, please don't fret. You can always propose your own major at our university as well. Very quickly, for a brief cost of attendance breakdown, the average cost of attendance for the scholastic year of 2021 to 2022 was about $67,572. This does not, of course, include any merit-based scholarship, financial aid, grants, loans, etc. When you factor that in, the average financial aid package for an average student was about $38,000. Now, as an international student at our university, you are eligible for merit-based scholarship. For first years applying, your merit-based scholarship can range anywhere from $13,000 to $29,000 per academic year. This is automatically awarded to you at the time of admission. If you attend a Lasallian high school, you also qualify for earning a LaSallian Scholarship Award. This is also in addition to whatever merit-based awards you have earned here. If you are curious for how to apply to St. Mary's, please know you can do so for free. You can do so for free through the common application, for which we will email you a fee waiver code directly. Also, for the coalition application, there is no fee required. As an international student, we do ask that you provide what is known as an EPS, or an English proficiency score, very similarly to my colleague who presented before. Funnily enough, we have the same exact score requirements. I do suggest, though, if you are an international student, to please visit our website for more information. We also ask that students have academic letters of recommendation as well for their application. We are a holistic admissions university, and that is extremely important to us, that we have insight on your character. Before I close today, I wanted to at least display the contact information for all of my colleagues as well as myself on the screen. If you are watching this pre-recorded, please know that you can take snapshots or screenshots of any presentation today, and that way that can help you with your journey for applying to college. I just wanted to say thank you all so much, and it was an honor to be here. Thank you.
All right, and we will keep things going with our last institution of the night, which is Gonzaga University.
Hi, everyone. My name is Teresa, and I'm here representing Gonzaga University. Gonzaga is a private liberal arts Catholic university in the Jesuit tradition, and Jesuit education is world-renowned for providing holistic development, mind, body, and spirit. And that is what we focus on at Gonzaga, in addition to educating students for lives of leadership and service for the common good. Gonzaga is located in Spokane, Washington, which is the second largest city in the state, with over 700,000 people living in the region and about 225,000 in the city itself. You can see a glimpse of Gonzaga in the middle of this slide below the river, with the city of Spokane toward the top of the skyline. Gonzaga's campus is across the river from the city center and is only about a half a mile or a 15 to 20-minute walk from downtown. Additionally, the Spokane International Airport is just a 15-minute drive from campus. And you can see in the map on the left that Spokane is also very accessible to major cities in the West, like Seattle, Portland, Los Angeles, San Francisco. Spokane is the hub of the Inland Northwest, and it's the region's medical, tech, governmental, and financial center. We're located near the foothills of the Rocky Mountains, and we have 4 distinct seasons. So there's a wide variety of activities to enjoy throughout the year. And there are also plenty of opportunities to find jobs and internships. Gonzaga is a medium-sized university with just over 4,800 undergraduate students who come from almost all 50 states and about 40 countries. About half of our student population is Catholic. The other half are other Christian denominations, as well as other religions and people with no religious background. There are currently about 38 different faiths represented on campus, and our staff and faculty mirror this religious diversity. In academics, there's an emphasis on interdisciplinary and hands-on experiences, such as internships, research, and fieldwork, with an average class size of 23, a student to faculty ratio of 11:1, and faculty teaching courses and labs were able to offer really personal attention and advising. We're ranked in the top 5% nationally for best undergraduate teaching, and we have happy students with about 94% continuing after their first year most years. We also have successful graduates, with the class of 2021 saying that 96% of them are working in graduate school or doing full-time service work. Gonzaga offers over 75 academic programs in 5 colleges. The College of Arts and Sciences is our largest college, with programs ranging from applied mathematics to writing, and it's where the majority of our core curriculum classes are housed. We also offer really great preparation for students who are interested in pre-law, pre-medicine, and other health sciences, and we have our own School of Law. Additionally, Gonzaga offers a fully accredited School of Business Administration that is a top 100 program in the nation with a top 30 accounting program. And we have an excellent School of Education with teacher certifications that are good for all 50 states. Our School of Engineering and Applied Science is the top 25 school for programs with a master's as the highest degree offered. And finally, we also have a School of Nursing and Human Physiology that's boasted a 100% nursing NCLEX pass rate in the last 2 examination periods. 82% of our students come from over 200 miles away. And while Gonzaga offers great academic challenges, we do that with a lot of support and opportunities for students to grow and share their gifts outside the classroom. We offer over 150 clubs and organizations, strong residence hall communities where our first and second year students live, speakers, dances, cultural festivals, service and advocacy, very active intramural club and Division I athletics, and many optional retreats and spiritual opportunities. Our Unity Multicultural Education Center and our Lincoln LGBTQ+ Resource Center are here to ensure that whoever you are and however you identify, you feel heard, supported, and celebrated at Gonzaga. Our Center for Student Academic Success includes our Disability Access Office for students with learning differences and free tutoring in about 20 different subject areas. The GU Outdoor Clubs runs the ski and bike shop and rents equipment to students for all sorts of outdoor excursions, so you can enjoy all that the Spokane area has to offer. And then in terms of admission, the admission process, we are also a common application school, and we use the Common App to determine admission and merit scholarships. Applications are due December 1st, though we will accept late applications through February 1st. And international students also have an option to apply through Gonzaga Global. Global offers a streamlined application process and an extended deadline of July 1st. So if there are any students out there who are in their final year of high school right now and you're still looking for a university to attend next year, this would be a really good option for you to consider. We are test optional for admission. If you have test scores and you have questions about whether or not to submit them, please reach out to us. If you don't have scores, don't worry about it. It just means that we'll put a little bit more weight on your curriculum, your grades, and your writing in our holistic review process for admission. So I hope this gave you a little taste of the Gonzaga experience. My contact information is up here. Feel free to take a screenshot or a picture of it and reach out if you have any questions. And I think the group of us institutions here is also happy to continue answering any questions you have in the Q&A right now.
All right, thank you so much. That is all of our institutions, but we do have a little bit of time left tonight. And so I'm gonna have everyone go ahead, turn their microphones on, turn their cameras on, and I will get us started off with a brief Q&A, and I will just ask our institutions to answer in the same order they presented in tonight. So the first question I have for you all is, what is one myth you would like to debunk on the college admissions process?
So I guess I start with that, huh? I think I would say that, I don't know if you hold this myth, but possibly might be thinking that, you know, applying for college is really complicated, really, you know, so much to it. Try to simplify things because, you know, using the common application, I think most of us use the common application and your transcripts. Those are the main things that we would require. Recommendations are nice, essay is good, and most students will do that. But you know, it may not be as complicated as you think. So try to simplify it and utilize resources like all of us here as well. Schools are really happy to connect with you just one-on-one.
I would not to say that, of course, grades and GPA aren't important. They are heavily important, but I wouldn't discourage students from applying because they're nervous about where their GPA is or something like that. As a lot of the schools here today have said, a lot of apps are reviewed holistically. So if you are stronger in your writing or you have great letters of rec and you took harder classes, we'll all consider that as we make a decision on your acceptance to whatever university. So don't be afraid to apply just because you think you might have too low of a GPA.
One myth would be that you need to have a major decided at the time that you submit your applications. So I think most schools here were very flexible. There are students that know exactly what they want to do, and that is great, but there are plenty of students who are unsure, and that's very normal. So we do really guide students to explore different coursework in different areas of interest, do some abbreviated internships, really to kind of help you explore. So there's a lot of flexibility. So don't feel that pressure that you have to decide on a major right away.
For me, I would say that there is a myth out there that the non-academic materials don't really matter for your application. That's not true. So many schools receive 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 applications per year. We are not going to require an application material that we don't want to read. So if we are requiring a material like a letter of recommendation, like an essay, it's because that will be taken into consideration when we're reviewing your file. So it does matter, it is important. It's not only, like Patricia said, it's not only about the GPA or if you're sending a test score. We really do want to see those materials if we're asking for them.
And one myth I think about St. Mary's, and I think it applies to all private schools, is don't be intimidated by the cost. I mean, during the presentation, you saw our out-of-pocket expense. Private schools are not always as high in cost as you think. You have to go through the process of applying with admissions, seeing what they offer you in merit scholarships, and then also applying for FAFSA. So sometimes what you think you might pay for a private college versus a public university, they might not be that different. They might be a similar cost. So definitely don't be scared by the sticker price when you're looking at colleges.
That was a good one. I was gonna mention that one too. But I think another thing to consider, in addition to GPA not being kind of even, the biggest factor, but also looking at advanced coursework. So if you're thinking about AP or IB or Cambridge coursework and trying to really pack your schedule with something rigorous, I think that it's important to know that that's not absolutely necessary. We would like to see you certainly know what academic program you're interested in and what specific requirements there might be for that particular academic program, such as, maybe you're interested in engineering or nursing that have specific science and math requirements. But aside from that, we want to see that you are taking classes that inspire you. You're taking classes that you're going to really care about and that you're doing well in. And so I think we would prefer to see that over a packed schedule and a student who maybe is really struggling. So kind of consider that. You don't have to take all advanced coursework in order to be competitive in an admission process.
Perfect. Well, thank you all so much for joining us. When you close this window, you will see a link to a quick 5-question survey. And so we would appreciate any feedback you can provide. I would also encourage you to check back on the schedule and sign up for more sessions. We've got plenty more happening. And then just for you to know, you'll be able to find not only this session's recording, as well as all of the other recordings at strivescan.com/NCCAA-LA. Thank you all so much and enjoy your night. All right, bye-bye.